Earlier this week, we covered the budget resolution that narrowly passed the House of Representatives. But frankly, what seemed to many of us as a daunting task actually became an amazing victory. And since then, the bill has now moved to the Senate, where it remains to be taken up for a vote. But what is the future of the budget resolution, and will there potentially be any changes to the America First platform that passed the House? Well, here to discuss these developments is Congressman Randy Weber from Texas. He's a member of the House Committee on Science, Space, and Technology, as well as the all-important Energy and Commerce Committee. He represents the 14th Congressional District of the great state of Texas. Representative Weber, always good to see you, my friend. Welcome to Washington Watch.
Thank you, Jody. Thanks for having me.
Wow, what a day. Listen, I want to get to the budget. But before we get there, I've got to get your take on what happened today in the Oval Office between President Trump and President Zelensky.
You know, I've seen bits and pieces about it. My comms director has been in touch. We've had so much stuff going on today. It turns out, apparently, that he was coming over here apparently to sign for a minerals deal, and he started putting pressure on Trump. Let me just tell you, Trump's one person you don't want to put pressure on. It devolved into an argument, and President Trump basically laid down the law. Did you see bits and pieces of it, Jody?
I saw the whole thing, yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So you saw where he said, look, I'm paraphrasing. He said, if it wasn't for America, you guys would be nowhere. So he said, you need to talk about signing a peace treaty so that we can make this happen. Well, Zelensky didn't like that. So I think basically President Trump told him, look, when you're ready to talk peace, come on back. And then we'll talk. And by the way, he did call out the former president for giving him $350 billion, I think it was. And he did call that out and say that I think he said the stupid president gave $350 billion. So I hope Zelensky learned a lesson. And we all pray for peace. We want peace in that region. But you don't come over here to the United States and into the Oval Office and insult our chief commander, our commander in chief.
Especially when the United States has done so much to try to help out. I don't know if you saw literally just moments ago, so you're probably not aware of this, but Senator Lindsey Graham has come out now calling for the resignation of Zelensky. So we'll see how that shapes up. If I can, Congressman Weber, I do want to shift to the budget situation. What's been the overall reaction since passing the bill in the House?
Well, it's been I would say it's been fun to watch the Democrats if it wasn't so sad. And actually, leading up to the passing of the bill in the House, they have actually been all over the media, calling us everything you can imagine. And Jody, you and I were around long enough to remember that when Paul Ryan was running for vice president, they had a picture. We're going to kill Social Security, the Democrats. And they had a video of him with grandma in a wheelchair pushing her over the cliff. Do you remember that?
Over the cliff. Yeah. I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
How can we forget?
Their tact is to try to scare Americans into voting for all these giveaways and things, these programs that they want. And they've been doing that all the way up till the passing of this bill night before last. And, I'm telling you, you saw that one of them said that Elon Musk has only been in the country has only been a citizen 22 years or something like that. Now, it's okay for all these illegals come across the border. They want to house them. They want to feed them. They want to give $57 billion to hotel rooms in New York so they can take care of illegals. But Elon Musk, he's only been here 22 years, and he's only contributed hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to our effort over here. And they just have been on a tear about it the whole time. I don't know if you saw that Energy and Commerce went from like 10:30 in the morning day before yesterday to like 11:30 at night. We had to get our part out on a bill, and all they did want to do was throw stumbling blocks in our way. We ought to be working together. Americans voted for President Trump. Democrats, get over it.
Yeah, and one of those scare tactics that you mentioned, I know Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries right now is all over the Medicaid thing, saying it's going to end as we know it because of Republicans. So let me just ask you, just point blank, is there any plan to address the future funding for Medicaid, particularly in terms of taking it away from people?
Well, yes, but let me first go back to Hakeem Jeffries and company. They've been all over the video after Trump got elected. Hadn't hardly been in office, what, 2 or 3 weeks, if that much. And they literally said on camera, Jody, that they would fight this, and they would fight it in the streets. Now,
Yes, I remember.
if that's not inciting violence, I don't know what is. Medicaid. The Medicaid system is supposed to be about medical aid. Who knew, right? It's supposed to be about medical aid. Unfortunately, it's transformed into housing, food, transportation. In fact, I voted against the first farm bill when I first got there, my first term, because they wouldn't separate SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, from the farmers, from the spending bill for the farmers. They're bolstering them up when they have crop failure and bad weather and stuff, because we've got able-bodied American males on SNAP, on Medicaid, that need to go out, get off their behind side and go out and get a job. And it's the same way in Medicaid. We're giving this to the states. I spent 4 years in the Texas legislature, and Governor Perry, to his credit, when Obama tried to increase the Medicaid to the state of Texas, Perry refused it because he wants people to be responsible. And I would even add to that, Jody, I would rather states be taking care of this. They're watching what's going on in all of their facilities. Here in Washington, D.C., we can't see what those people are doing. Or they go in the grocery store, and you've seen this, they buy beer,
Right.
they buy cigarettes, dog food. So they've been abusing
Yep.
Medicaid for a long time. Let's cut out the waste, fraud, and abuse. Keep it for the
Yep.
keep it for the young mothers and young kids that actually need it.
Yeah, that's the issue. That's what's taking place, is dealing with the waste, fraud, and abuse portion. And that needs to be dealt with. Listen, I've just got a matter of a couple of seconds, but I want to ask you: are we going to avoid a government shutdown mid-March? Kind of a yes or no is all we have time for.
Well, March 14th, I haven't been hearing a lot of talk about it, except for the Democrats would delight if they shut one down while we had all three branches of government. But I don't foresee that.
Representative Randy Weber, dear friend, thank you for taking time to be with us today on Washington Watch. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Jody. You too.